Welcome. Hello, beautiful souls. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to 40 Days of Restorative Yoga. My name is Sadhana, and today is day 35. I'm just fiddling with the strap here. I wanted just to go over using a strap. There will be an option to use one today. It's going to add a layer of, I don't know, just letting go into today's posture. Most yoga straps have a label on one side, and so that is a point of reference. And this is a particularly long one. And usually if you go in through the center and then over and out closest to the end of the strap, then you'll be able to, then the strap will lock and it will be secure. So I just wanted to mention that in case you have a yoga strap and you haven't been able to figure it out. So up through the center and then over and then out close to the top usually locks the strap. So today, if you do have a yoga strap, go ahead and get your strap, and you can put it into quite a large loop because we'll be using that. It'll be an option in the posture today. And either yoga blocks or a stack of books, something to build yourself a bit of some height, because you're going to put your feet actually up a little higher than your hips today. So that's what you're going to need for today. And so let's go to the inspirational message for day 35. I just want to kind of close off this 4 days kind of theme that I'm creating around the whole idea of magic. And I thought I would weave in the winged enchantment oracle. This is such a beautiful, beautiful offering. The artwork is by Lisa Hunt. And this is one of those guidebooks. You know, there's not a lot out there, but some where you absolutely need to read the messages in the guidebook because they're so beautifully written. Saying that, however, the artwork is also absolutely stunning. And yeah, so we're going to weave this one in with the last 3 days messages. Yeah. So close your eyes, come to your breath. You can lie down or just find your seat. Gently move your body side to side. And give yourself some space between what you were just doing and now. And allow yourself to really come into this moment, this next 30 minutes together. Nowhere to go, nothing to do, but just kind of dial it down. Focus on the exhale breath. If you're seated, bring your spine into alignment, shoulders over the hips. Gently move your head side to side, feel the back of the neck. So you have a nice long back of the neck, and then take the awareness to the breath. Be aware of both nostrils. Be aware of the eyebrow center and take the internal gaze to the eyebrow center behind the closed eyes, behind the eyebrow center. And just begin to trace the inhale breath from the nostrils all the way up to the eyebrow center and then back down again. Both sides, softly drawing in the breath from the nostrils to the eyebrow center. And then exhaling eyebrow center out the nostrils. Still the internal gaze, and just focus on the breath, tracing the inverted V shape up and down. What little piece of magic would help bring clarity around whatever has arisen for you in the past 24 hours so that you can move forward with ease and confidence? Mysterious. We started with owl. Owl in this group of cards is, well, you can see, I'll post this later today. Owl was in that first card from Raven Fallon's deck, and here we have owl again. Many owls, and the owl deeply connected to the third eye. So I invite you to close your eyes again if you've opened them, and then just take that internal gaze, third eye, internal gaze toward, and not just resting sharply focused at the third eye, but allow that to expand, allow the internal gaze to be soft, taking in all that is behind the eyes and beyond the eyes. And to really reflect on the medicine of the owl and what that means for you. Perhaps tonight, perhaps in the next day, you will actually encounter an owl. And if you do, take a moment to pause and to greet the owl and to know that this is a divine message. You are a sober night vision. You are a master of the shadows. You are at ease in solitude. You are owl. I am the arrival of mysterious things. I am the revealer of hidden tracks beneath the snow and ghosts within the psyche. I am the unsettling of darkness. I am the goddess of death. At times you cannot see me, but I permeate all worlds. My hunting grounds are the soul. You are a skilled listener. You are a well-seasoned traveler of realities. I have been watching your movements and tracking your steps. You are beginning to see beyond the veil and crack the illusions of night. But you must be vigilant and watch your step in the blackness. Take the quiet road and guard your inner world with determined purpose. There is a vast trove of power that will guide you well as you soar into the cosmos. That's just a piece from the guidebook by Leslie Morrison. Well, reflect on that if you will. If your eyes are still closed, go ahead and open your eyes. So today we're going to revisit the posture we did for day 17, and I will link that in the description box below after we go off. Day 17, we did turtle posture, which is a nice stretch for the low back, the mid back, the whole back actually. And today we're going to do it a little differently. You may have done this before, you may have not. And I encourage you to have a variety of props around because you may want to support yourself. So generally speaking, in turtle, we bring the soles of the feet together, we do a forward fold and come down, place the forehead on the heels. Ha ha ha. Or you put a bolster here. So you can go back to day 17 and look at that. But for today, what we're going to do is we're going to elevate the feet. So this will take us a little deeper into the hip girdle. And depending on how you want to experience this, you could simply just raise the feet up like this, because even that might be enough for some of you, right? And even just sitting like this, it might begin to start to stir things up within your pelvic girdle. Others of you might want to, build something quite substantial to put your feet on. So you could have your blocks like this, or your books, right? And the blocks, of course, have 3 heights. So that's entirely up to you how you choose to, how high you choose to build it, because I encourage you to play with this as well too, and perhaps start low or start medium, and then you can see where you're at. So you can use, now this is important. Right now my low back is in a very kind of gnarly position. I need to raise my hips up, shift my pelvis so my pelvis is going forward. Usually in turtle, I do not recommend sitting on a blanket because of the position that we're moving from and to. So if you feel very, very awkward, it's just a matter of, you want to feel like the pelvic bowl is shifted back so you can come forward. Now, the strap. I was playing with this just before I came on, and this is just a really lovely, lovely addition to this posture, just for you. I haven't actually done this with a strap before. So place the strap behind your back, and then I'm sure if you practice yin yoga, you've done Baddha Konasana with a strap before. You can also use a towel, like if you have a long towel or something else, you could wrap up. And then you want to tighten the strap where the knees are comfortably resting. Okay, and again, I'm going to adjust my pelvis so I feel that forward tilt of the pelvis. And if that is really not comfortable for you, then I would suggest, rather than a cushion, just a small bit of blanket, and then sit on your blanket. Okay, so I just want to demonstrate this because it's real. The whole pelvic tilt thing in yoga is so important, and it really does get rushed through. So sitting on this blanket, half off really, makes that a lot easier to shift the pelvis forward. And then I'm going to wrap my strap around my back. Just make sure you don't have a buckle somewhere that's going to be annoying. Now for me, leaning forward into this posture as is really beautiful because I have this full support of the strap holding my body. Some of you might want to have your bolster here or here so that you have something to rest your head on. And we're going to come forward. And I encourage you to really take your time moving into this and allow the pelvis to very slowly begin to drop. You can hold on to your big toes. You can hold on to the blocks in front of you. Hold on to your feet. And you can have your heels as far away or as close feels comfortable in your body. And so if you can slide your blocks a little closer towards you, if that's possible. If your mat's not too sticky, you can try that. So we've got 2 things going on here. One is a deep stretch for the low back. Some of you might find this a deep stretch for your upper back, especially if you practiced what we did yesterday. And then I encourage you to take your awareness away from the back into the hips. And then do your best. Focus on the exhale breath and allow the hips to begin to soften. And we've been working a few different days on different mantra, different seed sounds. And you may remember for the hips, the sound is VUM. So you may wish to silently, if you're focusing on the hips, if you're focusing on the back, don't use this mantra. So for the hips, you could silently repeat, inhaling VUM and exhaling VUM. If your focus is on the back body, just focus on the breath in the back and leave the mantra. Now soften into your strap. Let the legs go. And in order to check that, you may need to create some tension in your legs. So with an inhale breath, you could tense up the legs and then exhale, soften into the posture. And if the intensity starts to build, breathe. Come back to the breath. Always the breath. Take the breath where the body needs it the most. And breathe in and out of that part. Come back to the owl. The owl will help you to track what is ready to be released here. See the owl at your internal focus point. Gently still the gaze at the eyebrow center. And breathe. And take 11 slow breaths. And just allow the physical body to soften even further into the shape. And after your next exhale breath, very slowly, if you want to stay, please go ahead and stay. Just be really mindful of your transition out of this posture. Rolling up vertebra by vertebra. You can bring your hands to the side. Gently take your feet off, whatever you use to raise them up. Move the blocks, the supports out of the way, and come down onto your back. Guide your knees into the chest. And gently rock side to side. Very gentle. Move with breath. Inhaling and exhaling as you rock side to side. And then when you feel ready, you can bring the soles of the feet to the mat. Adjust your shoulder blades, your pelvis, and then extend your legs and come into Shavasana. And if that's too much for your low back because you've come from a very, very deep forward fold, place the soles of the feet wide on the mat, shift the pelvis, and just allow the knees to rest together. You may need a few minutes of integration with the feet, with the knees bent, before you can come into Shavasana. It's really important in restorative and yin yoga not to jump from one shape to the next when you've been in it for an extended period of time. If your knees are bent, actually if you're relaxing in Shavasana, just stay there. If your knees are bent, heel toe your feet so they're wide on the mat. Separate the knees. Interlace your hands behind your head. Make any adjustments of the shoulder blades. And then actually let's heel toe the feet close together. Take an inhale breath. And as you're ready to exhale, allow the knees to go right, the gaze to go left. Extend the exhale. When the inhale is ready to come in, raise the knees up, the gaze up. Exhale, knees left, gaze right. Nice, slow, long breaths. Keep the inner thighs together, the ankles together if possible. Move with breath. Just awakening the low back. after your next time on the left side, bring the knees up to center and then see if the body is ready for Shavasana. If you have the luxury of time, cover yourself up with a blanket and stay in Shavasana for 5 to 15 minutes. And if you must get on with the rest of your day, you can guide the knees into the chest, come to the side, and then up to your seat. And I encourage you in your seated posture of choice to just take a moment and feel and allow the integration of the spine in the upright position as well too, because that was a large forward fold. And you just want to feel before you race outside and mow the lawn or something, right? Throwing something heavy around, just feel the integration of the body. I love this mudra. I just come to it naturally quite often, just connecting and like feeling the ball of energy in my hands, resting my hands at heart center. If you want to learn more about Hakini Mudra, just leave a comment below and I can talk more about it there. This would be a lovely time to shift into meditation, but I'm going to leave you for today. So let me know if you have any questions, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow. Namaste.